Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I sit in the Committee on Administration and Internal Affairs, which vetted the nominee, and I did make it clear that I was not just impressed by his knowledge of the matters falling under the charge of the National Police Service Commission, but also as the passion to serve the country in the capacity of nomination, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I happen to have known the nominee from the time I was leaving the university. The nominee just joined university when I was leaving the university. And even at that very point where we were struggling to know freshers, he struck me out as a person who can be not only capable but also can lead. So that in terms of the requirement of the law, Honorable Speaker, the nominee is overqualified. We are required to confirm whether the nominee has attained the number of years in legal practice that would enable him to be a judge of the High Court. And what is required by the Constitution, Honorable Speaker, is 10 years. The nominee is in his 18th, going to the 19th year of practice. And most interesting, Honorable Speaker, it has been indicated in the observations, the various law firms in which he has served. Firms which are not the so-called river road firms or ambulance chasing firms, but firms which have been engaging very meaningfully in, servicing Kenyans through the legal sector. The nominee has been a member of the Tax Appeals Tribunal. Tribunals under the Constitution and the law, Honorable Speaker, are now part of the judiciary. So this is a person who has also served in judicial capacity. The nominee is the first, for those members who never listened to the mover, this nominee is the first Speaker of Nandi County. And I had occasion to, and so he had the knowledge of even the legislative processes to help the county assembly, work through its inception. Honorable Speaker, I met this nominee in a media debate one time. And those who have met him, though it's very rare in media, will confirm to you, this is not only a person who is deeply knowledgeable, but he's also very passionate and patriotic about the country. The most interesting thing, Honorable Speaker, is that we are dealing with a fight against corruption. And let me commend the nominating authority for the first time on this. We've had questions about people who have been nominated and people who are serving in public offices, people who lack integrity, people who are faced with corruption. How beautiful, therefore, can it be, honorable colleagues and honorable members, that it is being confirmed to us that this is a person who, despite having served as an advocate for 18 years, has not just been convicted, but has never been charged before any court of law. The stamp of authority is being given to his integrity by EACC, which confirms no issue. Higher Education Loans Board has confirmed, and everybody else has confirmed. I wanted to not to take much time, Honorable Speaker, to emphasize the fact that while approving this nominee, we remember as the House the critical functions served by the National Police Service Commission. Honorable members may not know, but the police service does not recruit police officers. It is the National Police Service Commission that recruits. The National Police Service Commission is the one that promotes. The National Police Service Commission is the one that deals with issues of transfer of officers as ultimate mandate. The National Police Service Commission, honorable members, deals with disciplinary control. Where you have an officer from your constituency who is being removed unfairly, it is this commission you go to. And therefore, I stand in support to say that having a person who has sat in judicial authority in the tax tribunal, and you know the work of that tribunal, having a lawyer of 18 years practice, mainly on matters of human rights and labor and employment issues, you have the right candidate to join other Kenyans in serving that commission, more so when we are dealing with these challenges, Honorable Speaker, which make us question whether we should be recruiting new officers like the Shakahola things. I therefore rise in full support, and I urge the honorable members to give their stamp of approval or approve this nominee for the appointing authority to proceed as by law required. I therefore second, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members. Order. Order. Honorable members. I now propose the question that taken into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security in its report on the vetting of a nominee for the appointment as a member of the National Police Service Commission, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, the 26th April 2023, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 250, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution, Section 6, Subsection 6 of the National Police Commission Act 2011, and Section 8, Subsection 1 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act of 2011, this House approves the appointment of Mr. Edwin Kiprono Cheluget as a member of the National Police Commission. Yes. Kamket, MP for Tiati.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion. Mr. Speaker, Edwin Kiprono Cheluget is a pioneer speaker for Nandi County Assembly, just like I was the pioneer speaker for Baringo County Assembly. I had occasion, Mr. Speaker, to interact with the nominee for a period of 5 years. And in that period, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Cheluget came across as indeed a man of integrity. And Mr. Speaker, if the quality of the former speakers of county assembly, if the quality I have seen of former members of speakers of county assembly who are serving as members of this National Assembly now is anything to go by, and we have many of them, Mr. Speaker, then there is no doubt, Mr. Speaker, as to the ability of Mr. Cheluget to serve in this commission. And I want to commend His Excellency, the President, for appointing this gentleman, also nominating him. Mr. Speaker, as he joins, and I believe this House, I'm not taking for granted, as he joins the National Police Service Commission, Mr. Speaker, I just want to say one or two things about the functions of the National Police Service Commission. Mr. Speaker, I would like my friend, as he joins, to go and be part of the reform process and help to remove the bad name that has been associated with our police officers. Remove, Mr. Speaker, along with the other commissioners, and try to clean the image, that soiled image of police officers, the image of corruption, the image of all the superlatives that have been associated, negative superlatives associated with the police service. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that with the approval of this House, Mr. Cheluget, therefore, will given the experience he has in the legal profession, the experience he has had even in being a Speaker of the Assembly, he will